I'm from Nashville, Tennessee originally. My parents are from Honduras and Guatemala though.
Okay.
So I'm a mutt of all sorts. I live in Washington, born in DC, raised in Central America. So a mutt of sorts.
So when you come into France,
I already had an invitation to go to England, so why not just have another stamp on the passport and venture out there to France?
yeah.
Mhm. But meeting these brothers, it honestly is making me want to work a little harder to get some ends to do some travel because I'm coming to contact with some amazing brothers like you gentlemen, and I
Yeah,
would love to actually sit down face to face to have a discussion like this, and not need to rush to leave or something
that's right.
like that.
That's right.
This is very nice, very very nice.
That's good. That's good. That's when
And one thing, go ahead. Sorry.
that's what I love is that there you do things with your heart. You're not pretending for nobody. You're being yourself, and this is what I always wanted to be free. Be free. We can't.
Mm,
Slavery. People had people on the chain. Now they have no more chain, but mentally people are enslaved. You know what I mean? And your freeness start within, and that's what I'm enjoying right now. Trust me. Trust me.
that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. That's the push. That's what, like, when we do things like this, we get little tidbits of what Scripture says when it says, "Gather yourself together, O nation not desired," and it's like little tidbits of to encourage us to want to be together, to want to fellowship more, to want more community, because we start to enjoy these fleeting moments.
Mhm.
You're speaking to someone who thinks like you. Now, we might not agree on the whole doctrines or whatever, but to me, those are seeds of a melon. But there's enough melon for us to come together and eat and enjoy. You know what I mean? The one or two seeds, okay, you spit out the seeds, that's fine. But when we come together, it's a beautiful thing to see Black men sit around and talk, and uh, it's not fluff or pipe dreams, because I've had a bunch of friends, and we get together all the time, but all we do is talk about what we would like to do. But there's no action
No action, yeah.
behind it. It's just like they like to sit down. I'd like to be a rapper, and I'd like to be a this and a that, but but when you hear you brothers speaking on a more like a more moral foundation and building on that, it's beautiful. It
Of
seems more
course.
tangible, more real.
Because you see what
It's
happened.
beautiful.
What happened? Our bodies is temples,
Mm-hmm.
and in those temples dwell spirit.
Mm-hmm.
The Most High put His spirit in us. He put a spirit in us, and that have us alive. And each of the spirit, He put something in it for it to bear fruit. But if you, for example, you frequent the wrong people, you will never bear fruit.
Mm.
You will never bear fruit. You will have branches, you will have green leaves, but you'll never bear fruit because what is within you, you're not letting it out. You keep holding it back. You know
True,
what I
true,
mean? And
true, true.
our life on earth is to live righteously. And everybody have a way that they can express and do the will of the Father. Now,
Mm-hmm.
if today you see things different, it's not a problem. But the most important thing, you just have to be sincere with yourself. Once you
Very
sincere
beautiful.
with yourself, the Most High will bring it come. He'll make it bring fruit. You understand?
Truth,
So
truth.
I don't have to worry about what you have different with me. I just have to be able to be happy that I can speak with you freely, and you can
Mm.
speak freely. That's all. You hear people doing argument and fighting about, yeah, I'm right, you wrong. No, no, no. We don't have to fight.
It's
If
just
you
such a
don't,
beautiful thing.
if you don't
This is
understand
such a beautiful
if
thing.
you don't understand what I'm saying, just take it back to the Most High and say, Father, he's saying so and so. I don't see what he's saying. But you don't make that a problem with the person. Because if the
Yeah.
Most High want to tell you something, he'll make it known. For example, let's use the case of Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar and Daniel. Nebuchadnezzar on his bed having his own personal dream. He forget his dream. And then he asking his servants and them to tell him what he dreamed. They couldn't say it. Now, he said that he's going to kill them. You know what I mean? He's going to kill them. So now Daniel go back to God, the Most High, and he asks, what did he dream? And God told him what he dreamed. So in other words, if you have something with a different understanding, and you say to me, I will take it in, and if I don't understand it, all I have to bring to the Most High.
That's it.
But I have to be honest with myself. I have to be sincere. Once you are not honest with yourself, the Most High will never reveal anything to you.
But the beauty of what you said is something that I think a lot of us do subconsciously in the other direction. You said, if I disagree, you said I would take it to the Most High. And this is something you generally don't find, and you, especially in Christendom. If I disagree with you, that's the end of our relationship.
That's it.
This is it. You know what I mean? And it's such a beautiful thing to see someone say that and understand that we're not going to see eye. You can't have broken people all agree on the same thing. We can try. That's what we're trying to do. But we have to remember we're broken people moving to the same in the same direction of a goal. We're going to have ups and downs, as the scripture says, peaks and valleys. But it's not like when I hit my valley, I'm not going to turn to Brother Ian and say, well, he wasn't here when I needed him. That's it. And anyway, he believes in that thing. He said, I don't want to mess with that. No, you know, that's my brother. So when I'm down and out, I'm going to say, regardless, he doesn't believe in that. But I remember the last time he told me that if I ever needed a shoulder to cry on, for me to call him. And I feel like crying, so I'm going to call this brother. And then that relationship. And another thing to that, I'm sorry, I'm just rambling. But another thing to that kind of bond allows for the sending of information to flow smoother. The closer you and I are together, the more that we share. When you present something to me that I am not familiar with, depending on how close we are, will ultimately depend on how easy it is for me to accept what you're saying to me. So if I take that time initially to form that bond with you, how easy will it be for that transfer of information back and forth to each other? You know, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
And you have to remember, a tree never grow in one day.
Come on.
You see what I'm saying?
Be scared of that tree. Be scared of that tree.
A tree never grow in one day. So let's be patient and do with the little that we have. You know what I mean? You know, Jesus walked with his disciples and they had a lot of difficulty time with him. They loved to be in his presence, but they had a hard time to understand what he was saying. You know what I mean? And sometimes he said, your mind is not ready to receive what I'm about to say to you, so I'll hold it back. So we have to realize that we're living in a world, as you rightly said, everybody's in their own corner, everybody's doing their own thing. So it's normal, we are like children. We are like children.
Trying to get it right.
You know what I mean? Yes.
You went down a little low again, though. You went down a little low. The voice is really, yeah.
Hard to hear you.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, and you're very good. Yes.
Yeah, I'm on my way. I got to pick up one of the brothers for the lesson. Okay. Well, before I leave, I would like to say, well, I'm gonna be in the car. Um, if it works, to say that I really enjoy this. I enjoyed this with the brothers. I hope that this is not something that's going to be uh, fleeting and something that won't we won't get together, often to do this, because I go through like famines, you know, desiring what we're doing right here. I mean, and to just you know the verse, iron sharpens iron. So the more of this that we do, the better it is for all of us. I hope that we can take more of this and not let this be like a one and done type ordeal. Mm-hmm.
No, no, no. You see what happened, Brother? When I look in Exodus chapter 20, verse 3, it say how it say it again? Let me get it up. Let me get it out so I don't see. Verse 3, it says that thou shalt have no other gods before me. So in other words, there's a lot of gods, as I was saying earlier on. You know what I mean? No, no, no. Well, actually, I'll give the right name of my product. I will have everything in place. No, no. The thing about it, I learn a lot because you have to remember from the very first time you open your channel, I was looking at you already, and I was praying for you to open your own channel already. So I was one of them that was watching you and say, but you need to have your channel. Stop staying on people's channel. Leave people's channel alone. And when I look, I see you going on your channel. I was one of the first one that write to you by mail and I say, brother, I'm in France and I want to hear more of you and everything. And you did answer me. So I learned a lot. I learned a lot. The place I reach now is to clarify on the name that you carry to see how you get it about. But other words, the English Bible that we carry with us, I already find out already a lot of the words that we're using are not benefiting to us. There's no substance behind it. There's no spirit behind it. They are empty vessels. Yeah.
There's no life. There's no life. Mhm. Mm. Right. Yo, that's right.
I know, I know, I know, I know. I
You
mean,
know, brother Ty,
this.
can I jump in real quick? Uh, I think, and I did a lesson on this. I think one of the things that has us, I guess, muddled on the concept is that we don't look at righteousness as a culture. And that's very, because if you look and understand that righteousness is a culture that was given to one group of people so that people could then show righteousness to the world, then you understand that your way of dressing is righteousness, meaning your culture. Your way of talking is righteousness. It's a part of your culture. The food you eat is righteousness. And all of these righteousness, you should be able to make synonymous with the word life, or to be alive. So these things enhance life or give a better quality of life. So any substitution, any uh, 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 deviation from the slightest deviation from it, and it might seem insignificant, and ironically, those who don't believe the same way will tell you, in fact, it is insignificant. But any deviation is a welcome to death, because you only have life and death. So if I've already put before you the way of life, and you choose absolutely any deviation from it, death is the sure result.
Yeah, I agree with the brother Sunny what he was saying, and also with the thing about righteousness being a culture. It's it's a really good one to talk about because like looking at the country I'm from, to give like a little story and history about it. For me, looking at the country that I'm from and the stories in the Bible, I see many similarities because
Mm,
like we were lucky to be one of the countries that were not enslaved that much by the European because we were like in the center. The only problem we really had was the Arab slave trade, but that was something we could handle due to warfare, protecting our own country. Uh, as a country, we got colonized around the 1860 or 70s by the Germans, and the Germans didn't really do that much damage to the culture. They didn't also introduce Christianity that much. But around 1916, when we became a colony of the Belgians, that's when you see a lot of the destruction coming in, like the introduction of Christianity. Uh, Islam was becoming also a little bit stronger, but also the damage the Belgium did. I don't think we have to go into it. Also, we all know it. But being from Burundi, I'm lucky that I can go back into my history, and it's not even that long. It's like 100 years. You can also see like how people were behaving and doing, and there's
mm.
so much righteousness within the people, within the culture itself, that I can say like people didn't really need a book. There was no need of a Bible. Like, exactly,
That's right.
exactly. Exactly. Like especially with the introduction of the Christianity in the country, that's when a lot of the confusion came in. People started becoming Catholic,
That's right.
Protestants, Adventists, and there's still, of course, the unity within the people. I can see it, but the confusion.
Um, in Jeremiah, I can't remember exactly, but I can look for it fast. Okay.
I do not.
I'll find it for you, Brother. Yeah, I'll pull it up for you.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I was gonna give an example of how the culture and the righteousness can be one. Like for example, my last name in my own language is Irambona, and the first letter is the I. Because I also when I first heard you explaining the name of the creator, the Iye part about it, we have the same letter with this the I that starts with it, and then the Rambana means sees me. So it means sees me, like to no sees me, like to look at you, look upon you. So my last name means God looks on me, and within the culture, there's so many last names like God loves me, uh, God protects me, God holds me. So that's not even something that came with it with Christianity. That's something within the people itself already, like a knowledge of the Creator, a love for the Creator, acceptance for the Creator. But the thing that happened within the Christianity, that's what all the division came in. Of course, of course.
Yeah.
It makes sense. It makes sense. I understand. I understand. And to put a little bit of input on that, to put a little bit input on that, to give an example, uh, like where I'm from, like what I noticed over the last year or so, uh, we don't use the word like Yahweh or Jehovah or anything of that sort when we're talking about the Creator. There's a certain word we all use, even if you're Christian, Muslim, whatever, in the country, and that's imana. Imana. Like when we're always talking about God, I always start with an I. Imana. And like a few months ago, my father was in the hospital, and we all came in with my mother and a few older uncles, and we started talking about that word, imana. And I asked my father, like, where does the word actually came from? And they all really like looking around, and nobody could really give an answer until like an hour later, like one of my older uncles, who like is in the 80s, he came in, and we asked him the same question because he's like from an older generation that was close to the people who were free of the Belgians, and he told us that Imana was the name we used to give to the Creator. So
Bertai, Jeremiah 12:10. That good for you? See what it says. Jeremiah chapter 12, verse 10. It, it says, many pastors have destroyed my vineyard. They have trodden my portion underfoot. They have made my pleasant portion a desolate wilderness. They have made it desolate, and being desolate, in it mourneth unto me. The whole land is made desolate because no man layeth it to heart. Mhm. Okay. 23:7. Okay. Can any can any hide himself in secret places that I shall not see him? Saith the Most High. Do not I fill heaven and earth? Said the Most High. I have heard what the prophets said. That prophecy lie in my name, saying, I have dreamed, I have dreamed. How long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesy lies? Yea, they are prophets of the deceit of their own heart, which think that which think to cause my people to forget my name by their dreams, which they tell every man to his neighbor, as their fathers have forgotten my name for Baal. Powerful, 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 brother. Ah, yeah. Exodus, would you want to say?
Real quick, real quick, while you brothers are looking at this, I want to introduce you to my brother T, a fellow Hebrew. He watches the videos and everything, so he got in the car with me. So I just wanted to let you guys know he was here. Bless. Shalom. This sounds good. It's okay. Yes. All right. Right. That's right.
Yes, brother. All right. Good to go. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 15, no, chapter 30, verse 15. See, I have set before thee this day life and good. I have set before thee this day life and good. And death and evil. Wow. Whoa. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 15. See, I have set before thee this day life I don't say anything bad. Powerful, powerful, powerful.
You would set before you a person then. Hmm.
And good. And good. Somebody's calling? Hmm. Brother Ty, I won't say anything before I say the wrong thing. Because it's too good to spoil it. Good. English. Mm-hmm. 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 And deaf. 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 Mm-hmm. 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 Life, death. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. 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 Okay. It says, in the beginning was the Word. Oh, which one? Oh, First John. Yeah. Yeah. And then verse, chapter. Okay, verse 1. That which was from the beginning. Okay. That which was from the beginning. The Most High. Which we have heard. Yeah. Which we have seen with our eyes, which we have looked upon, and our hands have handled of the word of life. Life.
Life.
Well, according to me, that's when Jesus walked with the disciples. That's right.
A body hath thou prepared for me. No, no, no. I was just saying that verse. The body hath thou prepared for me. Eesh, I could look it up. But I'm gonna have to let you gents go because we've got back here. But it was an honor and a pleasure listening in and chatting, and we will definitely get together and do this soon. Absolutely. All right, gentlemen. Shalom.
Peace. Peace.
Yes. He was explaining because I said that it was that the fact that he was in body. Somebody trying to come in? Do you see accept and or refusal? Look in the message now. Anyways,